Hello traders, my name is David and I want to introduce to you the profit target calculator and how to use it on your charts to determine your profit target exit points. So in the other videos, the tutorial videos I have made available for download, I already explained how to find the wave patterns, so I'm not going to explain that here. I just want to show for those of you who are still not sure how to use it. So once you've had the PTC installed on your indicator list, you are going to use it by looking for wave bottom and wave top situations. Now, wave bottom and wave top situations are simply the 1, 2, 3 bottoms and 1, 2, 3 tops. For those of you who are still not sure what that means, please go through the tutorial videos that I have made available. So, how do you use the profit target calculator? Now, three things that a trader must know before entering a trade is when to get into a trade, when to get out of a trade, and also how to get out of that trade. Okay, how far the move will travel. So most of the time, a lot of traders know how to get into trades, but then they are confused about when to get out. Do they get out when the EMA is crossover or when the MACD gives them a crossover? It sounds easy, but once you are in the trade, you get confused. So the essence of this calculator is to remove the ambiguity for you. So now, this is a wave bottom situation, okay, or colloquially a 1, 2, 3 bottom situation. This is what we are looking for in our wave trader system. And the indicators we use are the MACD and the EMA 25, 21 I mean, sorry, and the 5. So whenever you see a wave bottom like this, the best way to enter is when there's a cross of the EMAs, okay, and also a cross of the MACD. This gives you confirmation. So when you've seen that, you to use the wave calculator, you click on the Fibonacci retracement icon here. It's connected to it, and you go to the lowest point of the wave bottom and you drag, okay, you drag the cursor to the second point, the highest point of the second point. You don't need the third one, okay, but you need to have an understanding that this is a 1, 2, 3 bottom or a wave bottom, but you just need these 2 points. So you need these 2 values, okay. So you need the lowest level of the number 1 point and the highest level of the number 2 point, and you can see that the tool will automatically project the levels for you. And if you can see what happened here, you can see how easily it is to now determine where to get out. So if you are the kind of person that you are satisfied with maybe 20 pips, you can decide to go out at the second or the third profit target, okay. Essentially, most of the time I like the fourth target a lot, because in order for you to really maximize the use of this calculator, you have to use it in a trending market. So if you can find a wave bottom in a trending market, let's say a wave bottom in a market that is going up, then you know that the possibility of you getting all profit targets hit is there. And in this particular instance, you can see that if you had decided to take the 6th target as your profit target, you can see that the market went all the way slightly above it and then began to reverse. So the wave calculator, the profit target calculator, does a lot for you, okay. It shows you projected areas of price that you can take, and it also helps to keep you in the market longer, okay, because a lot of people would have taken their profits in this region and seen this red candle and decided that the market was reversing, whereas that's not the case. So that's for the wave bottom. Now let's see how we use it for a wave top situation. So here we have a wave top situation. I'm not going to explain the mechanics of that again. You have the tutorial videos and the trade sample videos to explain that to you. So now this is the number 1 point. Down here is the number 2 point. That's here. And you can see that the profit target calculator will write number 1 and number 2 for you. Okay, so this is the number 3 point, but it's not going to write anything there. So now you see it has projected your profit targets down again. So if we go by that, then you can see that right now the market is hovering at the second target. Now, if you had gone in, say, somewhere in this region, making profit all the way to the second target is ideal. Okay, this is the 4-hour chart, so you would have made a lot of money here. But there's still potential for the market to go down. Okay, and of course you have to do this in line with your technical analysis. Okay, the calculator is just like a gun. It will only go in the direction that you point it at. It will not go where you want it to go. So if you want the profit target calculator to work in your favor, you are going to have to be good with your analysis. You are going to have to know if you are in a downward move or an upward move. Okay, so right now I believe that this market is going down, so there's still possibility of taking targets here. So in this instance, since we are in the second target region, I would say that most likely we still have an opportunity to take our profits here again. So if you want to delete your profit target calculator, all you have to do is just click on this red dotted line which you drew initially and delete. So you can get rid of it that way. Now, if you've observed, when you draw your profit target calculator, you can see that as you are drawing it, the Fibonacci retracement levels show up. This is because the tool is linked to the Fibonacci retracement tool. So once you use it the first time, it will supersede the Fibonacci retracement tool and show itself. But if you click on the Fibonacci retracement tool a second time and you draw again, you will now see that the Fibonacci lines themselves will come out. Okay, so don't get confused. The calculator is designed to work with the tool, but once you've drawn it the first time, then the tool will begin to function. The Fibonacci tool will begin to function on its own. So if you need to use the Fibonacci tool, you can use that method. So now I want to explain also how this profit target calculator can help you see projected target levels and exits, and also how to go into the markets. When you see a wave top or a wave bottom situation like so, there are three very good ways that you can get into a trade this way. The first way is you have to be quite good at counting waves, and I mean the Elliott waves. So that means now we had a run up in price here, and we know that this is the first leg or the first wave, second wave, okay, third wave, fourth wave here, and then the fifth wave. So if you are good at counting waves, you should know that once you finish this run up in price and the market begins to show signs of reversal, especially the cross of the EMAs, the cross of the MACD, then you know that you're about to start another wave countdown. So what I mean is, if you are good at counting waves, then you will know that this move will definitely retrace, and most of the time it will retrace 79%. Okay, in this instance I don't think it reached 79, but let's just see. Okay, in this particular instance it didn't even get up to the 62%, but most of the time it gets to 79%. So one way you can get into the market is, once a new Elliott wave situation is about to commence, up or down, you can place an entry point at the 79% region here, and more often than not the market will activate your order in your favor. Okay, the reason why that one is good is because your risk will be very small. Okay, because most of the time you just have to place your stop loss above the number 1 point. For instance, let me show you exactly what I mean so that you will understand. Let's have a look at this wave bottom situation here, this one. Okay, if you take your profit target calculator values, do you see that this hammer bar is exactly at the 79%? So that means if you had known how to count waves and you are seeing this move up and you had placed a buy limit here at the 79%, you see this move down would have taken you in flawlessly. even if you had placed your stop here below the number 1 point, no point in time would you have suffered any drawdown. So that is one way to use the profit target calculator. Let's see, the second way you can use it, the second way you can get into the market, entry, is by waiting for the EMAs to cross, the blue and the red, the 21 and the 5. So once the EMAs cross, it's a sure sign that the market has begun its move in that direction. And most of the time, the market will not come down to take you out. So once you see a cross of the EMAs, let me just look for the pen here. So once you see a cross of the EMAs, this area is a good place to get into the market. Okay, and another way you can get into the market as well is to draw a trend line from, you know how to draw a trend line. So you take a trend line, and you can see it coincides almost exactly where the EMAs cross as well. So that's a very good way to get into a wave bottom or a wave top situation. Let us use the wave top here so that you can understand me. So I'm saying that the first way is the 79% retracement level, and that is not going to be easy because most of the time you will miss that opportunity. So the second way is when the EMAs cross. Okay, so according to the wave trader methodology, we need a cross of the MACD, and we need a cross of the EMAs as well. So once you get used to seeing these wave tops and wave bottom situations, you will know. Okay, so the second way, like I said, was to use a trend line, and at the break of the trend line, you can go into the market, or you wait for the EMAs to cross and you can go into the market. And you can see that in both of these instances, the market did not at any time go up against you. So the third way that you can go into your entry points is still almost using a trend line, but this time around you are just going to use the break of the number 2 point here, like so. Let me make this trend line bright so that you can see what I'm saying. Let's use green and make it thicker. Okay, so the third way you can get into a trade is at the break of the neckline. Okay, so when you have the number 1, number 2, so the break of the number 2 point here, you can place a limit order to take you into a trade. Okay, I don't usually advocate that because most times the market will go up and come down to test where it just left, and sometimes it will take you out. Okay, I much rather prefer to go in once the EMAs are crossing. Okay, and for those of you who have access to the trade video examples I've given, you can see that my favorite method is to wait for the 55% retracement, but I'm not talking about that one here. Okay, I'm just showing you the basic entry points you can use once you are using PTC. So I'm saying here that if you see a wave top or a wave bottom situation, if you miss the 9% retracement entry, and you miss this trend line entry, then you can draw a line at the neckline like so, and you can place a sell stop here, for instance, since this is a downward move, and this move would have taken you in, and even though there's a retracement, you would have been safe. Okay, so these are various ways that you can get into a wave bottom or a wave top trade. So I hope that this video clarifies a little bit for you guys who don't know how to use the PTC or the profit target calculator. Please refer to the trade example videos I've made available for you for download for further information. Thank you very much.